My sister replaced my wedding vows with her own secret confession during the ceremony. Evelyn stood before hundreds of wedding guests, wearing a white lace gown and holding the vow card with shaking hands. But the words on the card were not the vows she had written. They said, "Before I marry Daniel, I must tell everyone that my sister and my fiancé have been lying to me about the night my father died." A cry escaped Evelyn's mother. Daniel lowered his head, and from the second row, Evelyn's younger sister stood up and said, "Keep reading, you deserve to know what he did." Before we return to that shocking moment, tell us where you are listening from today. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. And if you have ever discovered a painful family secret when you least expected it, you are welcome to share your experience too. 3 hours before her wedding, Evelyn Okafor was standing in a hotel room on Victoria Island, staring at herself in the mirror. Her white gown was covered with soft lace and tiny shining beads. Her hair was pinned beneath a long veil. From the street below, she could hear car horns and the distant sound of Lagos traffic. Behind her, women moved around the room, fixing flowers, carrying makeup bags, and answering ringing phones. Everyone seemed excited, everyone except Chidinma. Evelyn watched her younger sister through the mirror. Chidinma stood near the window in a deep green bridesmaid dress. Her arms were folded tightly across her chest. "You have hardly spoken this morning," Evelyn said. "I'm tired. You disappeared last night. I needed air." Evelyn turned from the mirror. "On the night before my wedding?" Chidinma looked away. Before Evelyn could question her further, their mother, Mrs. Okafor, entered the room. "What is happening here?" she asked. "Today is not a day for long faces." She walked towards Evelyn and adjusted the edge of her veil. "You look beautiful," she said, but her smile seemed forced. Evelyn noticed it. Her mother had been acting strangely for weeks. Whenever Daniel's name came up, she either changed the subject or became unusually quiet. "Are you happy for me?" Evelyn asked. Mrs. Okafor's hand stopped moving. "What kind of question is that?" "A simple one." "Of course I am happy." But she did not look Evelyn in the eye. 6 years earlier, Evelyn's father had died after his car left the road during a heavy rainstorm outside Lagos. The police called it an accident. That same night, Daniel had appeared at the family house with mud on his trousers and blood on his shirt. He told them he had found Mr. Okafor's damaged car and tried to save him. From that day, Daniel became part of their family. He helped Mrs. Okafor settle unpaid bills. He supported Evelyn when her event planning business almost failed. When grief made Evelyn push everyone away, Daniel stayed. She believed his loyalty had saved her. Now she was finally going to marry him. So why did her mother look afraid? A knock came at the door. Amaka, Evelyn's cousin, entered quickly. "Evelyn, can I speak to you alone?" Mrs. Okafor frowned. "She is about to leave for church. It will only take 1 minute." Evelyn followed Amaka into the hallway. Amaka lowered her voice. "I saw Chidinma with Daniel 2 nights ago." Evelyn stared at her. "Where?" "Outside Daniel's office. They were arguing." "About what?" "I could not hear everything, but Chidinma said you promised you would tell her before the wedding." Evelyn felt a cold weight settle in her chest. "And what did Daniel say?" "He told her to give him more time." For a moment, Evelyn could not speak. Then she forced herself to smile. "Daniel has been helping Chidinma find work. It was probably about that." "Maybe," Amaka said, but they both looked frightened. Evelyn returned to the room and found Chidinma placing a small white card inside Evelyn's flower bouquet. "My vows?" Evelyn asked. Chidinma pulled her hand away. "Yes, you left them on the table." Their eyes met. Chidinma's face was pale. "Is there something you want to tell me?" Evelyn asked. Chidinma swallowed. "There are many things I want to tell you." "Then tell me now." Before she could answer, their mother stepped between them. "The cars are waiting." At the church in Lekki, hundreds of guests filled the decorated hall. Women wore bright head wraps called jelis. Men wore traditional outfits in gold, blue, and burgundy. Flowers covered the aisle, and soft music played as Evelyn entered beside her uncle. Daniel stood at the altar in a dark suit. When he saw Evelyn, tears filled his eyes. For a moment, all her fear disappeared. This was Daniel, the man who had stayed, the man who had never abandoned her. When it was time for the vows, Evelyn opened the white card. She read the first line silently. Then she stopped breathing. My name is Chidinma Okafor, and I replaced my sister's vows because everyone she trusts is too afraid to tell her the truth. The church became completely silent. Evelyn slowly raised her eyes towards her sister. Chidinma was already crying. Keep reading, she whispered. Evelyn looked at Daniel. His face had lost all color. She returned to the card. Daniel was not a stranger who discovered our father's accident. He was inside the car before it left the road. A shocked sound moved through the congregation. Evelyn turned towards Daniel. Is this true? Daniel opened his mouth, but no words came. Then Evelyn's mother rushed towards the altar. Stop this wedding, she cried. Chidinma does not know what she is saying. Chidinma stood. Yes, I do. From her handbag, she removed a silver wristwatch. Evelyn recognized it immediately. It had belonged to their father. Chidinma held it up with trembling fingers. Daniel gave me this the morning after Daddy died. Evelyn stared at the silver wristwatch in Chidinma's hand. The glass was cracked. The leather strap was worn. On the back were the words their mother had engraved for their father on their 20th wedding anniversary. For every moment we survived together. Evelyn stepped away from Daniel. You told us the watch was lost in the accident. Daniel looked towards Mrs. Okafor. Evelyn followed his eyes. Her mother knew. The realization hurt more than the confession itself. Mummy, Evelyn whispered, what happened that night? Mrs. Okafor began to cry. Not here. You brought me here to marry a man who has been lying to me for 6 years. You will speak here. Guests shifted uncomfortably in their seats. Evelyn's uncle asked the musicians to leave the front of the church. Daniel's best man quietly closed the main doors. Chidinma walked towards the altar. It was my fault, she said. Evelyn shook her head. What was your fault? I stole money from Daddy's business. A murmur moved through the church. Chidinma explained that 6 years earlier, she had been 19 and desperate to enter a private university after failing to gain admission into a public one. Their father had refused to pay the high fees. He wanted her to wait another year and try again. Chidinma believed he loved Evelyn more because he had paid for Evelyn's education without complaint. Angry and ashamed, she took money from a business account after finding her father's password. It was far more money than she expected. When she realized the bank would notify him, she called Daniel. At that time, Daniel was only Evelyn's friend. He had studied accounting and sometimes helped Mr. Okafor with business records. I begged him to change the records, Chidinma said. He refused. Daniel finally spoke. I told her we had to confess. Chidinma nodded. They went to Mr. Okafor's office that evening. When Chidinma admitted what she had done, her father became furious. He said he was taking both of them to the police station. Mummy came and begged him. Chidinma continued. She said an arrest would follow me for the rest of my life. Mrs. Okafor covered her mouth as she cried. Their father ordered Chidinma to go home with her mother. He told Daniel to enter the car. Why? Evelyn asked. Daniel's voice shook. Because he believed I had helped her steal the money. You allowed him to believe that? At first, no. But your mother asked me to protect Chidinma. She said your sister might harm herself if the truth became public. Mrs. Okafor reached for Evelyn, but Evelyn moved away. Daniel continued. Your father was driving me to the police station. It was raining heavily. We argued inside the car. I told him the truth, but he thought I was changing my story. Daniel paused and looked at the floor. Then Chidinma called him. Chidinma's shoulders trembled. I told Daddy that Daniel had done everything, she confessed. I was afraid. Her father had turned towards the phone on the passenger seat. Only for a second, but it was long enough. The car crossed into the opposite lane. Mr. Okafor pulled the steering wheel hard to avoid an oncoming bus. The vehicle left the road and struck a concrete barrier. Daniel survived. Mr. Okafor did not. Evelyn pressed one hand against her chest. You blamed Daniel? I was a coward, Chidinma said. I thought Daddy would survive and explain everything. When he died, I became too afraid to speak. Daniel had crawled out of the damaged car and tried to pull Mr. Okafor free. Before he died, Mr. Okafor removed the silver watch from his wrist. "He told me to give it to Chidinma," Daniel said. "He said, 'Tell my daughter one terrible mistake must not become her whole life.'" Daniel gave Chidinma the watch the following morning. Mrs. Okafor then begged both of them to remain silent. She feared losing her daughter after already losing her husband. She told Evelyn that Daniel had discovered the accident, and Daniel agreed to the lie. "You could have told me later," Evelyn said to him. "I wanted to." "When?" "Before we started dating. Before I proposed. Last week. Last night. But you did not." Daniel's eyes filled with tears. "At first I kept quiet to protect Chidinma. Later I kept quiet because I was afraid of losing you." "That is not protection," Evelyn said. "That is fear wearing the clothes of love." No one in the church spoke. Chidinma placed the watch in Evelyn's hand. "I did not replace your vows because I wanted Daniel," she said. "I did it because Mommy took my phone last night after she found the confession I had written to you. I knew once the wedding ended, I might become a coward again." Amaka stood at the edge of the altar. "That was why Chidinma met Daniel," she said. "She wanted them to tell you together." Evelyn looked at the three people she had trusted most. Her sister had caused the secret. Her mother had protected it. Daniel had carried it into their relationship. Yet none of them had planned her father's death. They had simply made one frightened decision after another, until the truth became too large to control. Evelyn removed her engagement ring. Daniel closed his eyes. "I cannot marry you today," she said. Mrs. Okafor began to sob. Evelyn raised her hand. "But I will not decide our entire future while hundreds of people are watching me." She placed the ring beside the vow card. Then she turned towards the guests. "I am sorry you traveled here for a wedding. Today there will be no marriage. My family needs truth more than it needs a celebration." 3 months later, Evelyn met Daniel at the quiet waterfront where he had first proposed. She had not forgiven him completely. She did not know whether she ever would. Chidinma had started repaying the stolen money to their father's business account, now managed by their uncle. Mrs. Okafor had begun facing the painful truth that protecting a child from consequences could create even greater harm. Daniel had stopped asking Evelyn to take him back. He only answered her questions honestly. That evening, Evelyn placed her father's repaired watch in Daniel's hand. "You carried this secret because my father asked you to protect my sister," she said. "But then you kept carrying it because you wanted to protect yourself." Daniel nodded. "I know. I still love you," she admitted. "But love is no longer enough for me." "What do you need?" "Time, truth, and proof that you will never choose my comfort over my right to know." Daniel closed his fingers around the watch. "I can give you the truth," he said. "The rest must be your decision." Evelyn did not put the ring back on. She did not promise another wedding. But when she walked away, Daniel walked beside her, not as her husband, and not yet as the man she had forgiven. He walked beside her as a man finally carrying nothing hidden. And for the first time in 6 years, Evelyn knew exactly where her life stood. Not at a perfect ending, but at an honest beginning.